Can I ask you a question? What's stopping you from marketing your business on social media? What's your excuse? We all know as entrepreneurs, we should be present on social media. We should be using this free, valuable resource to reach the whole wide world of our ideal audience. With social media, we can make our ideal customers aware of our business, cultivate loyal relationships with them, build a community of these like-minded people who can band together to boost our brand, and communicate with them directly to research exactly what they want from us. Oh, and we can promote our products and services to make sales. Seriously, the possibilities to bolster our businesses with social media are limitless and invaluable. And we can do it all for free. So why aren't you doing it? Or I guess I should step back and say, why aren't you doing it effectively and consistently? Why are you wasting time or holding yourself back? What's stopping you from using social media in the best way you possibly can? Today, I am so excited to chat with you about some of the most common excuses and most gut-wrenching limiting beliefs that hold all of us back from utilizing social media to market our business and get results. We're going to be talking about how to recognize those reckless irrationalizations that we all tell ourselves, myself included. Maybe that's why I'm so excited to lay these on the table and talk about how they're holding us back, why they don't make sense, and how we can move past them. If you want to use social media to market your business without any weird shame or fear, if you want to know that all the time and effort you're putting into the platform is worth it, if you want to stop wondering if you're doing something right or wrong or worrying about if people are judging you for it, then keep listening, my friend, because I have a few things to say that I think both of us need to hear so we can get over ourselves and actually start marketing our brands on social. Hey, friend, and welcome to the Feel Good Social Podcast. I'm your host, Kinsey, and I'm here to help you market your business in a genuine way that works without wasting your precious time. On this show, we chat about social media strategy and mindset tips with a focus on, you guessed it, feeling good. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some genuine conversation for the good of your biz. What would it feel like to never again ask, what the heck should I post to social media today? What if you could plan your whole month of social posts in just a few hours every month and know that everything you're posting has a purpose that will make the time and energy you spend worth it? That would be amazing, right? If you want to create a social media strategy that works for your brand, audience, and lifestyle, if you want to come at social media with a plan of attack every month so you know your content is worth it, if you want to plan all of your posts in just a few hours so you can check social media off your to-do list and save yourself so much time, then check out our new online course, the Feel Good Social Map. This is a 4-week program for down-to-earth entrepreneurs who want to use social media to market your business, but you don't want it to take over your life, right? With this course, we'll create a personalized social media strategy, then go through the process of batch planning your social media content for the whole month of April. So you'll not only not have to worry about posting for an entire month, but you'll know that the content you've planned is intentional and working to build your brand. And did I mention that you'll be able to repeat this process over and over every month for the rest of eternity? The doors are now open to enroll in the Feel Good Social Map for March of 2020, but they are closing on February 28th, which is tomorrow by the time this episode airs. So if you're listening to this a couple of days late, then the enrollment period may already be closed. But if you're one of my awesome feel-gooders who listens as soon as a new episode goes live, and you're interested in joining a cool crew of rad entrepreneurs like yourself as we create strategies and map out our social media content, then sign up for this program ASAP at feelgoodsocial.com/social map. You'll find all the info there, including the course dates and what we'll specifically be learning every week, plus all the rad bonus workshops, such as how to research hashtags to increase your visibility on Instagram and how to create beautifully branded visual content for social media, which I know is a great topic for you guys. Just head to feelgoodsocial.com/social map for all the dirty deets. I would love to have you there, my friend. All right, now let's get into the reasons you're not using social media to market your biz in the best way possible and how to push past them. The first thing I want to talk about today is I think my personal biggest holdup when it comes to using social media to market my business, and I think it's a lot of yours as well. This is what sets me back every time I'm choosing what photo to post or taking an hour to write and rewrite a caption. It's what pops into my head every time I'm about to hit the publish button to make me think twice. And it's what even has caused me to go back and edit posts I've already published or even delete them. I'm talking, of course, about the fear of judgment. The fear of putting ourselves out there into the online social space where literally anyone in the world can see us and pass judgment on us, where, let's be honest, people aren't always that friendly or kind. It's the fear of putting ourselves in the spotlight in general, of standing out and not fitting in, of not being accepted and feeling alone. I fucking hate that feeling, don't you? And it gives me a lot of anxiety when I have to push past it to post on social media and use social media to market myself. But here's the thing. This fear is something we can and should try to get over because it's honestly mostly in our head and it's so worth it when we do. So how do we get over it? Well, let's start by talking about this feeling that we are putting ourselves in a spotlight when we're posting on social media. Because guess what? We're not. You know how freaking saturated social media interwebs are and how little attention your posts can truly receive on the grand scheme of things. If we're talking numbers, on average, your posts are only seen by 10% of your followers. And even if you're using a great hashtag strategy or sharing strategy to get your posts in front of more eyes, we have to remind ourselves that we're all the stars of our own lives. And we're only in the spotlight in our minds because we're thinking about ourselves. And I'm saying this in the most loving way possible, but you're not in the spotlight of your followers because they're in their own spotlight too, you see? I promise you, your audience is not paying as much attention to you in real life as your anxiety is telling you that they are in your head. And when they do pay attention to you, when they do see you, it's not as some person on stage with a bright hot light pointing on you. No, most are not judging you. Most are simply seeing you, okay? And that brings me to dealing with this fear of judgment that we have. And I just have to start by reminding you that we're all our own harshest critics. We talk down to ourselves, second guess ourselves, overanalyze every frickin' thing about ourselves. I promise you, most people on social media are never going to put you through as tight of a ringer as you put yourself. Most people are following us because they find value in us, they enjoy us, and they believe in us. They're not sitting idly by waiting for us to make a mistake or waiting for the opportunity to judge us. Most people follow accounts they like, not the ones they don't. But what about the people who do judge you? Because it has happened and it will continue to happen. What about the people who decide your account isn't necessarily for them? What about the people who just don't like you? And to that, I say, good. Now, this is something I've chatted about on previous podcast episodes, and it's something I'm going to continue talking about for a long time because it's a mindset shift I had to make and that I'm still making, if we're honest. There are people following you who feel meh about you, who are always ready to judge you, and who one day might unfollow you. And that's great because they were never your ideal audience. And they were never going to support you, buy from you, or promote you. And remember what I said about only 10% of your followers seeing your posts? Well, by leaving your audience, those unfollowers are increasing the chance that the right people are actually seeing your posts. And they're making room for you to spend more time with your actual ideal audience and develop stronger bonds. Oh man, I get a little worked up about this topic these days, and I think it's because I, like so many of you, I'm sure, am a people pleaser to my core. I really struggle to wrap my mind around the fact that not only will some people never like me, it's actually a good thing. But when I remind myself of this, as long as I feel confident that what I'm posting is in alignment with my message, purposeful for my business, and valuable for my audience, it is so much easier to move past my fear of judgment and actually post. Now, this is kind of leading into my second excuse that I wanted to touch on as to what is holding you back from actually using social media to market your business. And the excuse is using organization or disorganization as a form of procrastination, aka perfectionism. I have heard this one from so many rad entrepreneurs in my audience. They say, I'm not posting because I want my branding to be perfect first. I don't really know how to make all my content look the same so that my grid looks on brand, and I want to figure all that out first. Or they'll say, I don't really know what I should be posting or even what my audience is interested in, and I want to come across as an expert, I want to do it right and not make a mistake or look like I don't know what I'm doing. Or if you're like me and so many others, I'm sure, maybe you've created a lot of social media posts that are so close to being frickin' bomb. Fire emoji, mic drop type of posts. And they're just not quite perfect. So you didn't post and you put them on the back burner. Or maybe you got them to a point of perfection or at least acceptance and you did post, but guess what? It took you 2+ hours to get to the point of acceptably done for a single social post. Oh man, I am not here to judge you guys, because that has totally been me too many times to count. And not just for social media posts. I was laughing today because I was looking at the blog on my website to see how I could organize it better. And I literally have 5 unpublished blog posts, which I only have like 5 published blog posts. So that's saying something. But they're sitting there unpublished and mostly written because I lost my state of flow and became irritated that everything I was trying to say wasn't coming out perfectly. So I just left them there. Well, let's dive into how we can actually solve this issue and stop using our disorganization or perfectionism as an excuse. And I have to say, I think there's a fine line between knowing that you're producing quality work and knowing when you need to stop being nitpicky, bite the bullet, and put it out there. Because I do believe you should be showing up and giving value to your audience in a quality way. If something is half-assed, people will normally be able to tell. And for that reason, I don't really believe you should be posting just to be posting. I do think that you should consider how your content relates to your business and is valuable for your audience. However, if you're using that as an excuse not to post to social media at all, or as an excuse to spend 3 freaking hours tweaking one Instagram post, then we need to get our priorities straight, right? There are things in your business, marketing content in your business even, that you should definitely spend a little extra time on. I'm devoting a lot of time and energy to this podcast, for example, because even though I'm not using traditional ads and it's not really moving my bottom line in a tangible way, I know that this podcast will live on as a source of value for my audience. Just the nature of podcast listeners is that people will generally go back and listen to previous episodes or specific episodes that they think they'll find value in. And I know that even though the Feel Good Social podcast is new and we may not have a large amount of listeners at the moment, although I love my OG listeners who are with me right now, we may get more listeners in the future. And I want to make sure I'm putting the time and effort into every episode that the longevity of this deserves, right? These episodes aren't fleeting like an Instagram stories or an IG live. And so I'm prioritizing the extra effort. And now that I've said that, I've just got to say, Your individual social media posts are not worth that, you guys. Like I said, the overall value of your social content is very important, but the nitpicky perfectionism part of it is not. Because let's be honest, your social media posts are fleeting. You could spend hours writing an amazing blog-esque caption, but after a couple of days, it will mostly be forgotten and very rarely viewed again. And when it comes down to it, ultimately, the look of your grid is not really a priority either. And I'm saying this because I hear it a lot. My grid isn't looking the way I want it to. I'm afraid to post because I don't want to mess up my grid. And I know I do my grid goals feature of the week a lot, where I'll look at someone's Instagram layout and analyze how all of their posts are working together to create this great looking and on-brand grid. But I have to tell you, that is not your priority when it comes to posting on social. Your priority is giving people a taste of who you are, showing up consistently with educational, inspirational, or entertaining value, and nurturing those relationships that will ultimately build a tribe of people who feel loyal to your brand and recommend you. Okay, I got a little worked up again, guys. Let's talk about what we need to do to actually fix this. We need to find a way to be quick, consistent, and confident in what we're posting without having to be so-called perfect. And I fully believe the best way to do this is to create your social post with a well-outlined strategy as a guide, like I teach in the Feel Good Social Map. If you can lay out your specific goals, who you're talking to, and what you should be talking about when using social media, it will be so much easier to be confident that everything you're putting out there is purposeful and valuable. And it will be much easier to actually do the work, bite the bullet, and post it. All right, now something that's been holding you back from marketing yourself on social media may be that you think it's wasting too much of your time. You feel like social media is a time suck and you're not seeing the results that make it worth it, right? Well, I'm here to tell you, I agree with you. Social media is not your end-all, be-all marketing strategy, and it's honestly more for the long game. It's hard to see direct and immediate results from social media, especially if you don't know what you're doing and you're not doing it intentionally. I do not want you spending too much time marketing your business on social media, and I especially don't want you spending more time on the things that matter less and less time on the things that matter more. Does that make sense? One of the biggest issues I see with the majority of small business owners trying to market themselves on social media is that they get too caught up in the process of posting, choosing their photos, writing their captions, picking their hashtags every day instead of focusing on the true magic of social media marketing, which is relationship building, aka being social. Don't get me wrong, the content part of social media is super important. I completely believe you should be consistently posting stuff that's valuable to your audience on social media. But I do think that a lot of entrepreneurs are going about it the wrong way by posting randomly every day in a way that's wasting your time and making your content less valuable. If you can batch plan out your monthly content in a strategic way, like I teach in the Feel Good Social Map, you'll be able to intentionally and consistently give your audience value in a way that takes less time, so you can put more of your time toward engagement and nurturing your audience, which I promise is what will do more to move your bottom line and ultimately make social media worth it for your business. But it's all about actually committing to put some effort into social media in the first place, posting purposefully, and being confident in what you're posting. Well, there you have it, folks. If the fear of judgment has been holding you back, if you've been using your priorities or perfectionism as an excuse, if you've been feeling like you're just wasting your time, so you haven't been using social media to market your business, I hope I helped you recognize and move past some of these issues today because I truly believe social media is the most valuable resource for rad entrepreneurs to use to market their business for free. And it can really work wonders to propel us towards success if we know what we're doing and if we're using it purposefully. And again, if you're a down-to-earth entrepreneur who wants to create a solid social media strategy that works, if you want to plan your social media intentionally every month and know that you're giving value to your audience, if you want to save yourself time on the time-sucking tasks and put more effort toward the things that will give you results, then check out our online course, the Feel Good Social Map, at feelgoodsocial.com/social map. The doors are open to enroll until midnight tomorrow, February 28th, so don't delay in checking out everything that this course has to offer. And if you're thinking about joining, but you don't know if it's the right time or if this program is right for you, then definitely please reach out to me via email or shoot me a DM on Instagram. I would love to hear from you and chat about what you're struggling with when it comes to social media and see if this program can help you solve it. Again, go to feelgoodsocial.com/social map and you'll find everything there, my friend. I hope you enjoyed this episode this week and we'll chat next week. Thanks so much for listening, my friend. For show notes and a whole lot of other awesome freebies, visit feelgoodsocial.com. Simply go to feelgoodsocial.com for all the goods.